So here's test number 2, section 4. I'll go over 1 through 20 first. So this is calculator section 38 question for 55 minutes. Again, there is no penalty for wrong answers, so never leave your answer blank. Just take the best guess. Number 1. A musician has a new song available for downloading or streaming. The musician earns $0.09 each time the song is downloaded and 0.2 cents each time the song is streamed. Which of the following expressions represents the amount in dollars that the musician earns if the song is downloaded D times? So downloaded, so 0.09 times D plus, and streamed for S times, so 0.002 times S. So it will be C. Number 2, a quality control manager at a factory selects 7 light bulbs at random for inspection out of every 400. So 7 out of 400 was selected. At this rate, how many light bulbs will be inspected if the factory produces 20,000 light bulbs? So out of 20,000, how many do you think will be inspected? So you can cross multiply. So 400 times X equals to 14 and 4 zeros. So now you divide by 400, which is same thing as 1400 divided by 4. That's 350. 300 out of 20,000. So it is B. C. One end of the spring is attached to a ceiling. When object of mass kilograms is attached to the other end of the spring stretches to a length of L centimeters as shown in the equation above. What is M when L is 73? So actually you don't have to really understand what they're saying previously because they gave you an equation and what to find. Find M when L is 72. So 73. So 73 equals to 24 plus 3.5 M. So move 24 by subtracting it. I get 49 equals to 3.5 M. So divide by 3.5, divide by 3.5. So I get 49 divided by 3.5, which gives you 14. So A. Question 4 through 5. So the amount of money a performer earns is directly proportional to the number of people attending to the performance. The performance earns 120 when there was A people, so A times K. This is the rate or the cost that each person get charged. So what is K? Solve for K first and find the actual equation. So 120 divided by 8 is 15? Yes. So K is 15, so Y equals to 15, K is 15, times X. So now 20 people are attending, so X is number of people. So 15 times 20 is $300. So here, the performer uses 43% of the money earned to pay the costs involved in putting on each performance. So that's real life, right? You have to pay for the plays, for other instruments, for other staff. So 43% goes out. The rest of the money earned is a performance profit. What is the profit the performer makes at a performance where 8 people attended? So if there are 8 people, so there are 8 people times 15 was the K, but 43% are going out. That means he keeps 57%, which can be multiplied as a decimal, 0.57, right? 75% is 0.57. Whenever it's a percentage of something, you multiply. So that gives you 0.57. So his profit is 68.40, which is not bad because I'm sure there will be more than 8 people attending, right? 6, when 4 times the number x is added to 12. So 4 times the number added to 12, that is 8. What is 2x added to 7? So here, you don't have to solve for x. If you can find 2x, then you can probably save 2 steps, right? You don't have to divide by 2 to get x, and you don't have to multiply by 2 to get 2x. So just solve for 2x. So move 12 from both sides. So then I get 4x equals to negative 4. So instead of dividing by 4 to get x, just divide by 2. Then from here, I get 2x equals to negative 2. Then 2x plus 7 is negative 2. Negative 2 plus 7, which gives you 5. So 5 is your answer. Okay. A lot of times you don't have to solve for the variable. A lot of times you can find this easier expression that you can use. Yeah. Number 7. So here's a quadratic equation. The equation above represents a parabola in xy plane. Which of the following equivalent form of a equation displays the x-intercept? So the factor form, right, will give you the x-intercept, which we call like zeros. I don't exactly know where they are. So it must be the factor form, this one. But double check whether it is true. So we're looking for a number that multiplies to 8, adds to negative 6. So negative 2 and negative 4 multiplies to 8 and adds to negative 6. So this is the right equation in factor form for x to find x-intercept. So it is D. 8. In a video games, each player starts the game with K points and loses 2 points each time a task is not completed. If a player who gains no addition points and fails to complete 100 tasks has a score of 200 points. So 200 points equals to whatever they start with, K, and loses 2 points for each test fails, and they fail 100 tests. So we're looking for K. So 200 equals to what minus 200? It is 400, right? 400 minus 200 is 200, so it is 400. Okay. 9. A worker uses forklifts to move boxes that weighs either 40 pounds or 65 pounds each. Let X be the number of 40-pound boxes, so usually 40 times X. And Y will be the number of 65 boxes, and most likely they're going to ask for the sum. The forklift can carry up to either 45 boxes, up to, not more than. So X plus Y, which is the total of boxes, is up to 45, up to meaning less than or equal to 45, and the weight is less than or equal to 2,400, right? Up to. It has to be less than that. Those are maximum numbers. So which one is the system of inequalities represents this relationship? So where are those two? It is right here. A. Number 10. A function f satisfied f of 2 equals 3. F of 3 is 5. A function g satisfied g of 3 is 2. And g of 5 is 6. What is the value of f of g of 3? So find, you start from inside a parenthesis with g of 3, 2. So then it's same as f of 2. What is f of 2? It is 3. So it is B. Start from inside. Go inside out. Tony is planning to read a novel. The table above shows the information about the novel. Tony's reading speed and amount of time he spends to read each day. If Tony reads at the rate given in the table, which of the following is closest to the number of days it will take Tony to read the entire novel? All right, let's see what they give you. Number of hours that he spends per day, 3 hours per day. Number of parts in novel, do we need that? Number of chapters in a novel, do we really need that? Number of words Tony reads per minute, so that's a speed, right? So that many words per minute. And pages, do we need the number of pages? Number of total words in the novel. So instead of knowing all the chapters, parts, and pages, we know the total words that he needs to read to finish the novel is 349,168. And we want to know how many days he needs it. And so how many days does he spend each day? 3 hours. And how many minutes in 1 hour? 60 minutes. And each minute he reads to 50 words. Right? So this is total number of words that he reads each day. So you can just divide it from it. So I can do 3 times 60 times 250 first, and then divide it from the total number of words, 168, and copy the previous answer, second negative, to get 7.75, so about 8. Right, so here I just had these 2 choices copied, just in case we don't get to see all, but it's 8. 12. On January 1, 2000, there was 175,000 tons of trash in a landfill that had a capacity of 325K tons. Each year since then, the amount of trash in the landfill increases by 7,500 tons. If Y represents the time in years after January 1st, 2000, which of the following inequality describe the set of years where the landfill is at or above capacity? So it has to be, it says above the capacity, which is this, oops. So that's a capacity. It's asking for, or above, is or above, so it's greater or equal to. So we started with 75,000. And each year, Y, how much are we adding? Increases by 7,500. Right? So that's inequality, which would be equal to B. 13. A researcher conducted a survey to determine whether people in the cafeteria in a certain large town prefers watching sports on television to attending the sports event. It would be nice to go and watch it. The researcher asked 117 people who visited a local restaurant on Saturday, and 7 people refused to respond. Which of the following factors makes it least likely that a reliable conclusion can be drawn about the sports watching preference of all people in the town? Sample size 117 is not too bad. Population size, we don't even know. The number of people who refused to respond, there are only 7, less than 10%. Where the survey was taken, I agree with that, because what if the restaurant was right next to the event, right? Then probably a lot of people who took the survey went to the event to watch the game, so the place was not, reliable. Right? 14. According to the line of the best fit in this scatter plot above, which of the following best approximates the year in which the number of miles traveled by air passenger travel, okay? So they're not changing the units or anything. You're just looking for the X. We made it for 150 millions. 150 is right here. So it is between 2000 and 2005, which has to be C. Good. 15. The distance traveled by Earth in one orbit around the Sun is about 580 million miles. Earth makes one complete orbit around the Sun in 1 year. Of the following, which is closest to the average speed of Earth in miles per hour? All right, so that's 1 year. So 580 million divided by 1 year. So to change it to hours, number of hours, there's 365 days. And how many hours in each day? 24. So that will give me the total number of hours, right? So now you just plug it in. 580, 123, 123, divided by 365 divided by 24. They're both in denominator, so you have to divide them. So it's about 66,000. So it is A. 16. The results of the bar exam of law school graduates. Took the review course, didn't pass, did pass, didn't take the review, didn't pass, and passed. So the table above summarizes the results of 200 law school graduates who took the bar exam. If one of the surveyed graduates who passed the bar exam is chosen, so one of the surveyed graduates who passed the bar exam here, which is total of 25, what is the probability that the person chose not to take the review? That's 7. So it is 7 over 25, which is B. 17. The atomic weight of the known elements in atomic mass units, mu, is approximately 20% less than the calcium. The atomic weight of the calcium is 40. And it says 20% less, meaning 80% of it, right? So you multiply by 80 to get the weight of the unknown element, which can be written as 8. So it is 32, right? 4 times 8 is 32, with 1 decimal moving, right? Or 40 times 0.8 is 32, right? If it's 20% less, that means it's 80% of 40, so you multiply. 18. A survey was taken of the value of home in the county, and it was found that the mean is the average. You add them up and divide by total numbers, was $665,000, and the median, the middle number, was less than that. So the median number, the middle number, was 125K, where the average was 165. That means there must be more bigger numbers, right? There should be bigger numbers on the average to even it out, because the average was more than 125. That means there were more smaller numbers than the average, right? So the homes have the value, they're close to each other. We don't know that. There are few homes, so you can eliminate that, few homes that are valued much less than the rest. And there are a few homes that are valued more. So there will be less, right? Less that was valued more. So it will be C. In between, yeah, we don't know that. So it's either B or C. There are few numbers. If there are few numbers here, then the median will be greater, right? But there were more or less numbers. That's why median is smaller than the average. 19. There are a total of 2,400 students in Lincoln School and 3,300 students at Washington School. What is the median number of siblings for all the students surveyed? So median with the middle number. So if they surveyed 300 total, right? These add up to 300. So median will be around the 150 and 151, right? So here's first 120, and here's up to 200. So it has to be at 1. And here, again, 140 is not quite at median, so it's the second one, which covers up to 250. from 150. So here's the median, the middle number, which is 1. Median, middle number. And here, there are total, same question. Based on the survey data, which of the following must accurately compare the expected total number of students with 4 siblings at 2 schools? So there are 4 siblings here, but remember this was 300 out of 10, but there are how many students in Lincoln School? 2,400. So here's number of X, the actual number, out of 2,400. And here's 10 over 300 again, but it was out of much more, 330. So we have to both find X and Y, the actual number that we can guess from the survey. So when you cross multiply it, it becomes 2,400 and another 0 equals to 300X. So you divide by 300. So you get 80. What about here? Cross multiply. 3300 and another 0 multiplied equals to 300. Y, so divide by 300. So 330 divided by 3 is 110. So there were 30 difference. So what's the choices? The total number of students with 4 siblings is expected to be equal. No. The total number of students with 4 siblings at the Lincoln School expected to be 30 more than at Washington School. No. Lincoln student had 80 and Washington School had 110. So it's total number of students with 4 siblings at Washington School is expected to be 30 more than Lincoln School, so it is C. Total number of students with 4 siblings that expected to be 900 more? No. Okay, good.